conversation. And what's the conversation? Now, you will remember on the, if my date is correct, on the 7th of October, after the local government elections that held in Rivers, there were certain attacks on some local government secretariats. We had attacks on LMA Secretariat. There was the attempted attack on, or was it an attack? I should call it an attack on Obiakpor. I know there were talks about an attack on MOR, on some others. But Ikwerre also was attacked. And however, it looked like the matter has lingered when you talk Ikwerre local government area. Now, last week we received reports and we talked about it that the police had dispersed hoodlums from the local government secretariat, only to be told by the first chief of staff to the local government chairman and then the local government chairman of Morning Cross Fire sometime last week that they were not hoodlums who were dispersed. As a matter of fact, they were workers. They were civil servants of the local government who were chased out. And the police has continued to barricade the local government secretary. Now, I spoke with the chief of staff today before the conversation, and he told me that the situation has not changed. The situation is still the same. 15 minutes gone past 4. I'm not talking alone. I've got people who are stakeholders from Ikwerre local government area, and they're joining me to have this conversation. Now, I've got Justice Chikezie. It's good to have you on the show. Welcome.
Good evening, listeners.
I've got Reginald Gbasam. Reginald, it's good to have you as well.
Good evening, listeners.
Okay. All right. So, what am I starting with now? Do I start from the left or from the right? Let's go with you now, Justice, because your name is first on the list. Yeah. What is the situation in Ikwerre local government area? Is there any change? Are we still having the police barricade, the, what's it called now? The local government secretariat?
Yes, the police has continuously barricaded the local government council.
Okay.
And while you were introducing here, you said they said they dispersed hoodlums.
That's what they said.
And if truly the police dispersed hoodlums, why did they not make some arrest? Police are authority vested with powers to enforce arrest when people are doing the wrong thing, right? But today, we haven't seen not even a ghost being arrested. That means we don't know who may have put it to the police to come and disperse lawful employees of the local government. And what they are doing is trying to hamper the third tier of government, which is the local government, which is very, very closer to the people. As you can see, it's affecting the local government negatively. Their continuous stay there is not enhancing anything. It's not encouraging anything. No business, no transaction, not even the services that are expected from the local government council staff. And we police, I don't know on whose authority they are there, but that is not what we expected.
I was going to ask you the question.
I don't know on whose authority.
The authority, you just took that out of my mouth. Because I asked the chief of staff to the local government chairman today, have you spoken with the police? Is there any information from the police? And he said his answer was to the negative, right? He said no. And I'm going to ask you, you just said you don't know on which authority they are operating. But, the community, the people, the stakeholders, have they come together to try to find out what really is transpiring and why the police is insisting that hoodlums, were trying to take over the secretariat, and that's the reason why they deployed as many policemen to that place at the time?
At the point where the community have little or no powers, with armed policemen, I think by virtue of what has transpired, the local government election was conducted, a chairman was elected. He's vested with the power to go into the council and begin to operate. And I think the chairman have made several attempts, including the last one he made. And before now, the commissioner of police have come to view the level of damages done. And he didn't come alone. He came there in company of the local government chairman. And they tore, and, I think investigation was being carried out. But to our greatest surprise, At the point we are, police continuously stay there, barring people from, carrying out their duties as employees of the local government.
All right, now let's go to Gbasam. Gbasam, really, what's your own perspective of what has happened right from the 7th of October?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kalada. I think what is happening currently at Ikwerre Local Government Council headquarters is what I would call a siege on the people of Ikwerre Local Government area. A siege in the sense that lawful activities has been put to a halt.
Okay.
The economic livelihood of the local council workers has been put to a halt.
Okay.
Business owners are crying. Those whose daily source of livelihood depends on their daily sales are crying. Just yesterday, a friend put a call at me asking me how he could access the council to get local government identification later.
Okay.
That is not happening. Because it's something that you could just stroll in, fill a form, and get it signed off. And then you get what you are asking for. All of these are no longer happening. I say this unequivocally. What is happening at the council does not have anything to do with politics any longer. It is a siege against the people of Ikwerre local government area. And it is not funny. The Ikwerre government area is the government that is nearest to the people. And so what is happening is anti-people.
Okay.
And so every reasonable, concerned river citizen should condemn what is happening. This is no longer politics. It is barbaric. It is not acceptable. It is against every form of human existence. People depend on that council to survive. It is not right.
So let's go back to the basis. Elections held, right? The governor, definitely there are people who are against, the elections that held on the October, or in October the 5th, I beg your pardon, on the 5th of October, I was going to say. And, that gave birth to the violence we saw in some parts of Rivers State. There is a panel of inquiry, working and doing its job to get to the root. But I'm going to try and attempt. They say usually when people commit a crime in a community, the community people may just be aware because nobody can come to your house if he does not know or have an insider. So, do you stakeholders have an insight as to the people who started, the violence that happened in Ikwerre local government on the 7th, that gave rise to what they call it now. They gave rise to all of the besiege and barricade that we're seeing. The besieging, I beg your pardon. Let's start with you, Justice.
Actually, I may not be calling names, but we all know. I'm a resident of Ikwerre local government headquarters. I'm from Ishebo.
Okay, all right.
Now, somebody who hails from Igruta cannot in any way, you are not a staff of the council, and be seen around the council by 6 a.m. in the morning. Or even prior to 6 a.m., you're there. So, you're not a security personnel and you don't have any direct dealings with the council. But at the end of the day, certain crime was committed around there. You should be the first to be mentioned. Because 1, you are not resident there. 2, you are not carrying out any lawful activity around that area. So certain persons you are seeing, those who saw them may have mentioned that to the Commission of Inquiry, and the law knows the direction they should be taken to. And for those of us who stay there, the council belongs to all of us. We cannot go and start demolishing or causing mayhem around a property that has been there to serve the people. That council is not for an individual.
Now the reason why I asked you that question is because he said the situation has gone way beyond politics.
Yeah.
It's now affecting, the economy of Ikwerre local government.
It's true because the politicians who set up that problems. They are not they are not impact on it practically. It's not directly.
It's not impacting.
It's not impacting on them directly.
The reason I'm saying that is, if we know these people, yes, I agree. You don't want to mention names, maybe for legal reasons. Why are you and other stakeholders not interacting with these people? I want to believe they are Ikwerre local government indigents. Why are you not interacting with them and saying, see, this thing you're doing is not benefiting us in any way? I may not
have room to discuss with them. Some persons played politics and it created a strong divide.
Okay.
So you can only communicate with those you have access to. Politics have divided our people to the point that we will have lost sense of reasoning. To the point somebody will wake up from his house and go to a council that you have served for a period. And you want to continue to stay, even though cheering you. Do they not know that the Lord will not permit you to stay beyond the day you took an oath to serve? And at this point, can we still be calling that politics?
Okay, I'll pause you now. When I come back, I'll listen from Mr. Gbasam, but I do have a commercial, and after the commercial, we'll talk some more. Please do stay tuned. And this is hard facts. We're looking at the facts as it relates to what is happening in Ikwerre local government area. Now, the big question is, why only Ikwerre local government area? Why is the police barricading only Ikwerre local government area. Now, I would always say, whatever it is, let the courts decide. If you say the local government elections are, illegal, the ones held on the 5th of October, if they're illegal, like some would argue, then let the courts decide. That's the matter of fact. The matter is in court, and you always know when I say, let's wait for the court. However, as it is right now, while other local governments are functioning, we have a situation where Ikwerre local government area is not functioning as it should, because the secretariat is on the lock and key, barricaded by the police. And joining me to have this conversation, or with me, helping me to have the conversation, are two gentlemen. One is Justice Chikezie. Once again, greetings to you.
Greetings, Kalada.
And the other is Reginald. Gbasam, greetings to you.
Greetings, Mr. Kalada.
Now, before the break, Justice Chikezie said something. He was answering the question I asked, why can the brothers from Ikwerre local government area who have different divides come together and say, okay, you know what, let's find a way forward. Let's chart a path together. And he said he does not have the capacity. But I want to ask you, Mr. Gbasam, the traditional rulers, the chiefs or the council of chiefs in Ikwerre local government area, what are they doing? Because I'm of the opinion, or I'm of the school of thought, that in the community the traditional rulers hold some level of reverence, and when they call or summon people appear. So why are we not seeing the traditional rulers work or try to solve this whole problem in Ikwerre local government area?
Thank you, Mr. Kalada. We are in a very pathetic situation politically in Rivers State.
Okay.
Yeah, one would have expected that someone from the traditional rulers would have put to rest all the issues or the quagmires in existence, particularly in the Ikwerre local government area. But you see, unfortunately, the kind of politics being played in Rivers State for a while now is the kind of politics that has removed that authority, the sanctity of the traditional leadership or rulership.
Can you explain? Can you expatiate?
Okay. We are in a situation where the traditional rulers no longer wield the powers they used to have in those days. When the traditional rulers back in the days spoke, people listened. Now, people have been divided across political lines, and this has affected, unquote, the togetherness that we once enjoyed. I'll give you an instance. In places like Lagos, as soon as the elections are over, they start talking about governance. The decisions of government policies begin to affect and impact directly on everybody, regardless of political affiliations. But you see here in Rivers State, it is not the same. That is the kind of politics that have been introduced into our system. A politics that has affected every strata of our life, our lifestyle, where the leadership, traditional as we could say, no longer with that power where they say, come, we sanction this, and then you see people obeying. It is no longer there because we have been divided. Party A would not honor that invitation because possibly, that traditional ruler was recognized, this too was recognized by the sitting governor and all of that. Go to Benin, things are not done this way. So that is where we are. So
you're saying the traditional institution in Ikwerre local government area is just ceremonial, so to say?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Because if they cannot solve issues, once again like this, to fighting, when there is fighting in a man's house, there is usually a family meeting. And who leads the family meeting? It's the father, or so to say, the leader of the house. And in this case, the traditional rulers are supposed to be the custodian of the tradition in Ikwerre local government area. If they can settle this in fighting, then I can dare say it's ceremonial.
There is a little they can do. There is a very, very little they can do. Because if you call it two political warring factions, the man in his own honest standing decides to speak the truth. Party A or party B could, the reason he's saying this is possibly because they are fueling his car. The reason he's doing this possibly because he's under their payroll. You see, so nobody, they no longer respect the sanctity of that traditional rulership. And when you have this kind of a situation, their efforts will yield little or no results, as it used to be before.
All right. Okay, so my next question is, how has the administration of Barrister Gbasam,
Ikwerre LG.
Yeah, how has it been performing?
We cannot actually evaluate it now because, like we said, he's running a mobile chairmanship, moving about. That's why we are praying that the opportunity be given.
This is what, almost a month now, right?
Yes.
Or more than a month.
Yes. Right? He doesn't have a particular place you can go as an office. Meanwhile, there are several buildings apart from the one they try to set on fire in the council. And when the immediate past chairman came on board, he has an office he was using. That is not even this particular one that was set on fire. So the chairman can move to another building and begin to operate from there.
Okay, so I've been to the Ikwerre Local Government Council Secretariat. Are you talking about the buildings, if you enter the ones on the right, or is it which one are you talking about?
The one on the right, as you're entering, it's a smaller building.
Yes, smaller buildings.
The other one, the newly built one, is an administrative building for civil servants and others. So he can make use of this other one. The legislative building is behind. So he can start off from there and begin to administer to the people. You can't keep the chairman away from the people. And I can tell you for a long time now, this is the first time somebody is elected as a chairman and is completely accepted by everybody. People gather around him. People move around. People go close to him trying to, bring in one or two challenges to him. And we understand the position of the local government. That is the government that is closest to the people. And you can't bar them from accessing their rights and privileges. You can't even have access to the chairman because you can't find him anywhere. Chairman tried to put himself together and settle that. The police came in. And police go about saying that they came to dispatch. I'm very particular with this word. They came to dispatch hoodlums. Who are the hoodlums? Civil servants who have not been to the offices for how many months? And the day they resumed, you came there, fire canisters at them, shot at them. And are you dispatching hoodlums, harmless people, or you are dispatching people you thought they are criminals? And what I think, police cannot come to such a place without making an arrest. At least one person.
Was anybody hurt during that?
Yes, several women with injuries. It's flying all over social media. You see them, injuries on their foot, on their hands, and all that. And some of them may not have good hair condition, and they're inhaling tear gas. My brother is very pathetic.
How has this affected the health sector in Ikwerre local government area?
It has affected seriously.
You want to say something, Gbasam?
Yeah, we have local government health officers. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine what could happen if there is any outbreak, for instance.
But now that there is no outbreak, how is it affecting? I want to know.
Of course, these people they have been denied certain amenities that should have come from the local council. Local council health officials who they would have been privileged to interface with personally. These people don't have access to them any longer. They will resort to other private services, which will also impact negatively on their economy. The mega economy that they are struggling to survive with.
What about education, and how has it affected education? Even security. I mean, all of this. How has it affected?
You can talk about security. For instance, people are scared.
Why?
The regular presence of the Nigerian police force in that place creates certain tension in the air. Their sight alone creates that psychological tension in the air. You drive you drive through the council gate, you see heavily armed men. That alone sends a signal, sends an emotional trauma, a psychological trauma in the minds of an average person. It shows that there is fear, there is tension, there is reason why these people are here. Whereas other LGAs have since moved forward. Other LGAs have since forgotten that any election took place Appointments have been made. People have moved forward. Economic activities have begun in earnest. But here is not the same. So we call on the authorities to see to this situation. Ikwerre people are struggling to survive.
All right, so it's impacted the health sector, it has impacted the educational and even security, you said.
Yes.
What about buying and selling, talking about, the small scale businesses around the council secretariat or basically in Ishokpo? How is that affected?
Yeah, Kalada, last week here, I'm an ardent listener and follower of Nigeria Info.
Okay.
I heard on your news where business owners in Ikwerre Local Government Council headquarters, Ishokpo, were crying out. Their landlords are on them. They are not making sales. They've not been making sales. They can't pay their rent. Some of them sell perishable items. They cannot make business sales any longer. These people, their children are in school. They can't afford to get their children back to school. You understand? So it is a situation that calls for an urgent attention.
All right. We'll go to the phone lines quickly, but I feel like there's something I've not touched on. Have you written, in any, how do they say this now, under any platform or umbrella, have you written to the governor? He's the chief security officer of the state. He's supposed to find a way to liaise with the commissioner of police. If the police PRO comes out to say that hoodlums were the reasons or one of the reasons why they are barricading Ikwerre local government area, should the governor not be interfacing with the commissioner of police on behalf of Ikwerre local government area? So have you reached out? Has anybody reached out? Do you think the chairman should reach out? I want to get your thoughts. Let's start with you, Justice.
Actually, the local government chairman may have gotten the message of the governor.
Okay.
But meanwhile, it has become overwhelming that the governor of the chief security, because the situation is a security situation, it's not something we discuss openly like this. But actually, why we are discussing it is because it's glaring to the blind. Even the blind man can notice that this barricade is causing serious harm. And particularly, why is it that it is only Ikwerre local government that is seen that is uncertain for anyone to have access to the council?
What if they give you a good reason, like they have an intelligence report that if they leave, there might be some disaster of some sort?
That kind of intelligence reports should be acted upon while they are still there. All this while they have been there. In fact, prior to the election, police have barricaded at council. So all this while they didn't. The duty of the policeman is to ensure safety of the people. At the point we are, other local governments have gained access to their own and peaceful business is going on. Why is it that intelligence reports have not been handled till this particular moment? That the point that police will begin to tell us that we have tip of this. You can't have tip. You are the chief investigator. You have the right to make an arrest and prosecute people. At the point where police is supposed to be doing that, and they should have held people to have done this. But as it stands today, police is still sitting. If you drive past there, you will see them sitting. Nothing serious. Nobody is challenging. Nobody is harassing anybody.
So you think the police is biased in this situation?
Yes, police who are supposed to be protector of life and properties are now sounding as if they are one-sided. You should investigate and find out those who are causing this mayhem,
but now
and address the situation.
The question is why Ikwerre local government?
Yes.
I can't seem to.
That is still the same question I've been asking, begging for an answer. Why Ikwerre local government? Obiabo is in the heart of Port Harcourt, and things are moving on.
Yeah.
Port Harcourt City local government is in the heart of Port Harcourt. Things are moving on.
Yes.
Eleme local government council had similar challenge. They have moved on. Emohua has moved on. So I'm still trying to understand why Ikwerre local government. Why can't they allow the chairman to hit the ground running so that the people can benefit? We are concerned about our people.
Okay. Now, I don't know if I should touch on it now, if I should take calls, but there's the issue of OSPAC in Ikwerre local government area. And the last time I spoke with the chief of staff, there were talks about OSPAC being divided, OSPAC also threatening the local government chairman. As stakeholders in Ikwerre local government area, what can you tell me? I want to focus now on the security, given this situation. Is OSPAC something to be wary of at this point?
Yeah, OSPAC is not really doing what is expected. And, I don't know particularly their terms of reference when they started. But I could recall that the establishment of OSPAC in LGA was done by the immediate past chairman, which... That's
Samuel Wanasike.
Yes. Yeah. So he established OSPAC. And there is every certainty that... certain section of that OSPAC might be loyal to him. We are talking about loyalty. And their loyalty and commitment is not completely on the people. They particularly focus towards where he wants. So we expect a security formation that will be for the people. Some of these guys we call OSPAC, we know their nature, their lifestyle prior to the time they became an OSPAC member. So the man who employed them is the man who they listen to.
Okay. So could it be that all of this issue with the Secretariat has also stifled or impeded the current chairman from restructuring OSPAC? Could that be the case?
Yes, he doesn't have that time. He has not sat. Somebody must sit at a place and begin to plan with other good heads.
All right. Let's take some calls now. It's a 4:45, listening to Hard Facts. I've got two wonderful gentlemen here. Lovely conversation. You see, I just keep firing the questions left and right, and they have answers for me. But what are your thoughts? Why Ikwerre local government area? That's the question I can't shake off. The police has been silent since the last time they made a statement on the issue related to Ikwerre local government area. They said they dispersed hoodlums. I mean, that's the statement. That's the summary of the statement. They dispersed hoodlums who were attempting to take over the Secretariat and perpetrate violence. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0003 0817 9230007. The question, another question, is which way forward for Ikwerre local government area? How can they handle? I mean, it looks easy, but at the same time, it looks perplexing and difficult. So, which way? Why do you think the police is barricading, and how do you think they should approach the police? Because I don't know why, but it looks like that parley is not coming to fruition. I don't know why. But let's get your thoughts. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. I can't take WhatsApp call. For some reason, the screen is far away from me right now, so I can take WhatsApp calls. But I've got Mufasa. Mufasa is calling from NTA Road. Mufasa, welcome. Let's get your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to thank your guest for coming to state their position, because as far as I'm concerned, power and sovereignty resides with the people. Now, a very fantastic question: why Ikwerre local government? Even prior to this time, when we have CTC in place, we understand that all the local government councils were barricaded. And that one is quite understandable, because we know that some persons were saying that, caretaker will not start and all of that. But now we have duly elected, council chairman in place. And by right, the council chairman is supposed to be in charge of security. The council chairman is supposed to be the chief security officer of council. If there is a threat or there is any semblance of threat in that secretariat or that council area, it is the local government chairman that's supposed to call the police to come and intervene. But now there is no threat of any kind. We just have a situation where police decided to barricade the council, where people should go to work normally. So for me, I think there are certain individuals who consider themselves powerful, and they just want to send a message to tell the people that they are still in charge. And I'm still wondering why a handful of people will want to have a say that will suppress the will of a vast majority of Ikwerre people.
All right.
So it is so unfortunate. Up to this moment, the Commissioner of Police has not come out to tell us the hoodlums that they chased and the ones that were arrested. So we are just confused. This is the kind of democracy that want to operate in this country.
All right, thank you very much. Mufasa, your time is up. Thank you very much. I've got Origi from Ogbogo. Origi, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome, Origi.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Your time is started reading, so let's get your thoughts, please.
See, the problem is not that we don't have national rulers now. If it were before when we were small, you know that this type of things can never happen at all. I'm happy that your presenter there told us long that the political people there has completely misleaded the traditional tools. Because any of the traditionals that want to discuss any matter concerning the governance of their local government must have spoken with one side of his mouth. Why? Because he's a political member of one party. So if I belong to PDP and you are belonging to APC and you are a traditional head, I'm a traditional head, can we speak the same mind? No. So until we, the traditional rulers, come back to a drawing board and start to think how our elders were living before today politics can destroy us up to this generation, it's unfortunate.
All right.
But I'm talking to Ikwerre people. Ikwerre is a very good place. They are our brothers. Let them learn to be in peace. How can every local government continue to run the affairs of the local government? Only Ikwerre local government is here to reconcile. What is their problem? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Origi. I've got Court from Uniport. Court, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear.
Good evening, Canada.
Yeah, greetings.
Canada, you are asking the question that why it is only Ikwerre government in this kind of situation. And we should not forget so soon that former council boss of Ikwerre local government, there was a time he saying that he will not leave office when their tenure elapsed, that they have assembly make an extension of their office. Canada today, have you leave office?
But it's not in. So are you saying it's the one because it's not in the secretariat as well? So has he not left office?
I'm not saying it's the one, but this is a statement he make on the air. And when he check it now, logically, he have not leave office. Because if he leave office, the new council boss would have a place to stay. He said it open on the air that he will not leave office. Like what Simon, our local government chairman, on this platform.
All right.
He said it boldly. But it's quite unfortunate that the governor of a state who is supposed to be chief security of this state don't have any information from police. And local government also, who is supposed to be local government the security chief, don't have any information. Quite unfortunate in this state.
All right.
Because police have no reason to stay there if the hand of monkey is not there.
All right, thank you. I've got to go. All right, Court, I've got to go. Mira from Akrika, quickly, your thoughts. I'd like to hear from you.
Hi, KDB, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Quickly, let's hear your thoughts.
Well, KDB, what is happening in Rivers State, honestly, is becoming very, very worrisome and very annoying, honestly. They say when monkey hand don't stay inside you for a long time, he don't turn to human hand, though. It is becoming worrisome. What they are doing, they are not doing to Governor Simo. It is we they are doing all these things to. I don't think it's a calculated attempt to KDB to frustrate Rivers State, to scare investors, to stop development. Everything, this is what they are doing. Because if people that are coming from outside, people want to having investors outside that want to come in and say, police is barricading this social place. And if there is a way, the narration will go and it will scare people away. It is becoming worrisome, and we are blaming all these people that are only river. They are holding our state down. Just very few of them will already be in conjunction with the federal government. What they are doing to our state, we are getting fed up. We are getting fed up. It is becoming very worrisome. And River State, we should not take light of this issue. It's becoming gradually, it's getting to a point where we may not be able to control it again. Now people should speak.
All right, thank you, Mira. Mira, I've got to go. Let's see. This one says, good afternoon, Canada. If you chase out hoodlums, as the police claimed, why are the police still there? The police is being economical with the truth. One man claimed that he is still the chairman of Ikwerre LGA. That is the reason why the police is still there. This executive rascality supported by, you mentioned the president and his minister, must come to an end. The same people turn around to blame the governor for not obeying the laws. These ramens must come to an end one day. Odumegu Sani Didia from Omerelu. All right, this one says, Ida from Ikwerre, I'm pleading with IG of Police to call Commissioner of Police in Beaver State to tell his men to leave Ikwerre Local Government Secretariat because they are peaceful people. I wanted to ask a question. Is the police patrolling, or are they just situated at the Secretariat? Are they patrolling at all?
They are not patrolling.
They are not patrolling.
They are stationary.
Just stationed at the council.
So in Ishokpo, you don't see the vans moving around?
No.
You don't see them moving around in Umerelu, in Ibruta? Okay.
Just the council entrance.
All right, then. Let's come here now. This one says, good afternoon, Mr. Calendar Guest. It is a shame that the police would claim to be carrying out supposedly lawful duty while preventing others from carrying out their own legitimate jobs. Why did they disperse the hoodlums instead of arresting them? If they were convinced that they were hoodlums with intent of carrying out a crime, why not arrest them based on hard evidence or intelligence they always claim they received? By the way, I pray the Ikwerre LGA siege doesn't last as long as the blockade by the Nigerian Army on the Oyibo Express Junction, which came into effect after the army laid siege in Oyibo on the 21st of October 2020. They have made the vehicular movement very difficult for residents. We are tired of complaining about them, especially as the threat they claim they were extinguishing is long gone. Unfortunately, we're used to them now. We're used to the rigorous movements. Text from Oyibo with that one. I do have a commercial. I can't read so many messages. I do have a commercial deal. All right, when we do come back, we'll talk some more. Just stay tuned.